Good evening. Welcome to Back to the Talking Reds. And we have got a big preview for you. Back with the Champions League. Our first Champions League preview. And it is RB Leipzig away for Liverpool tomorrow night in Germany. What a big game, Rhys. We've got 2 wins out of 2 in the Champions League, but Leipzig got 2 losses out of 2. They've started well in the league, unbeaten still in the games. They've played 7 games. I think they've... trying to think how it is now. I think they've got 5 wins, drawn 2, and lost none in the league. But in the Champions League, they lost both of them. 2 difficult games. But after the win on Sunday against Chelsea, obviously we spoke the other day, didn't we, about we weren't really dominant like we wanted to be. Chelsea dominated quite a bit of the game.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a big game again, away to Leipzig. Leipzig are a very, very good side. Played terrific football. Jurgen Klopp's watching. Jurgen Klopp's now a Leipzig fan. Is at the end of Leipzig now, so who's he supporting?
His heart will probably be in it. I still think his heart's in Liverpool, but he'll probably be thinking, who do I want to win here? This is a bit, I mean, because I work for Leipzig, but my heart is with Liverpool. I spent 7 years and created so much memories and ups and downs like a roller coaster. So I completely forgot about the Klopp.
Half and half scarf. He's gonna have an half and half scarf, isn't it?
Maybe the half and half scarf might just have to do it, you know.
He's like that guy out of FIFA. You know that guy out of FIFA is the same person. You see that picture of the same person in 4 different different shirts on FIFA. That's Klopp right now. He's got although he has been banished from Mainz. Mainz have banished him. The Mainz fans are happy. So
some things is business. It's not personal. You can't.
That's it.
If you're too emotional about certain things, you're never going to progress. When some things is business, he's got to think about his life and his career, his family as well. You know, it's not because be loyal to you. It's not a disrespectful thing. So,
however, if you do join Man United, you fuck yourself.
No, but he would never do that because he's a man.
I know he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
So,
he wouldn't.
Liverpool and Man United rivalry is just different for me. No disrespect to the German league, but yeah, Liverpool Man United one's out of this world. So it's like what Owen done. Like I said, unforgivable. So you know what I mean? But yeah.
So going into this game, we're going to go through team news first, and another injury came out again today with Liverpool. Conor Bradley's looks like he's missing now as well. If Trent picks an up injury, we ain't got Conor Bradley there now to cover him. One thing. It didn't really say. It missed training, so it definitely took something. It definitely took a knock or something. One thing I want to speak to you about though, Rhys, is Chiesa. We spoke about Chiesa and someone were like, "Oh yes, opportunistic signing at that price, brilliant price, worth the money." Everyone was like, "Well, he's got a big injury record, but like, well, we're only paying that much." And we're made out to saying that this is a brilliant transfer window because we've got Chiesa for that money and that, but he's out again. And he's been out a while now.
It's frustrating, obviously, because we got him for a great amount, like in terms of a bargain, 10 million, but obviously no other clubs were interested, and you probably more to the reason why is because he's had injuries in the past, being injury prone in the past. But I do feel that I don't know. Obviously, from what it looks like, Slot has been trying to build up his match fitness. Because at first, I was a bit frustrated. Why is he not playing? But Slot was saying he's not fully ready. And then he did play for us 1 or 2 games, and he's had a setback. Obviously, I wish him a speedy recovery. Obviously, you're going to get fans who are emotional and say that, oh, he's just going to be injured. Or I saw signs say that he might be like Naby Keita and things, which is very reactionary right now. It's frustrating, but I guess we just gotta wait and see. And just like I said, I'm not gonna write him off yet because he's only just come here, and he's still adjusting to the league and the surroundings and whatnot. So
right now, he's not needed, is it? Really, at the moment, it's not really needed.
Not at the minute. I would like him to be available though, because even though Mo turned up against Chelsea before the international break, his form had dipped in the last couple of games. Yeah, so obviously he stepped up. Like big game player, like what they do, an experienced player that he is on the weekend. But I would like him there just to give, it kind of gives Mo that reminder that he's there. Whereas because he's injured right now, it's like, who are you going to play there? There ain't no one. So obviously I wish him a speedy recovery. I still think he's going to do well for us. It's just frustrating that he's had a setback with an injury at the minute.
One player who is possibly starting tomorrow, Curtis Jones, after Sunday, do you think he's played himself into a place?
Definitely. I think I said this on our last stream that I think for me, it's either him or McAllister in the 10, but I would put him in the 10, McAllister alongside Gravenberch. Because even though I'm a fan of Szoboszlai, I'm finding it hard to stick up for him right now because he's been in such a poor vein of form for a long time, for over a year now. Minus that first month when he first came to us where he was on fire. I think he needs to be dropped for him to understand that when you're at a top team, that there's consequences when you're not performing. Obviously, off the ball, yeah, we know what he offers, but that's not why we bought him. We didn't buy him, no disrespect to be Henderson. We bought you because of what you offer on the ball, your shooting, your passing. And you've shown that you can do that for RB Leipzig, but you haven't shown that you haven't given a big enough sample size for Liverpool. So for me, like I said, when you're at a top team, how it works is when you're not playing well, someone else comes in and you give them a chance. So it kind of reminds you that there's levels to this and there's consequences if you're not performing. So yeah, I do think he needs to drop.
And Arne Slot is not scared to drop people, is it? So
no. The only thing is he looks like for some reason that he favours Szoboszlai. I know it's early, but if you look at the subs where he kept Szoboszlai on against Chelsea when he almost cost us the game at times, giving the ball away in transition, and he brought McAllister on for Curtis Jones, who was the man of the match. So I know it's still early. I've been quite impressed with Slot, but there's one or two players he looks like he's favouring. I think what he offers off the ball, he seems to be favouring Szoboszlai, but for me, that's not enough. That's not enough because if our 10 is performing, whoever it is, Curtis Jones, McAllister, or Szoboszlai, or Elliott when he comes back, we'll be killing games more because that 10 creating a lot more for us instead of just getting by. So I think it's massive that we sort out the 10 position. I think Curtis Jones more than merits a start for me.
One thing we've been asking for is more goal contributions as well from like that the midfield area, especially the number 10 area. You know, where Coutinho before he moved on to Barcelona, and he was the one that we relied on for goals and assists for a lot of times. I think since then, really, we've had probably RB Elliott's probably the next person to that in terms of contributions to goals.
Yeah.
But when RB Elliott's not there, it's a massive reliance on someone like Salah and Diaz. And sometimes they have off days. The other day, I mean,
he's even played Jota in the 10, which was a shock to me because I didn't even know he can play there. So I don't know if he's seen something in training, but yeah. If Harvey Elliott had been fit this season, I think there's a couple games he went a bit more convincingly because his passing, and I just think he's more natural in terms of on the ball than Szoboszlai. He's not going to chase after his touch. You've seen when we were in pre-season, I know it's pre-season, but we saw how Elliott was playing in pre-season. He was kind of controlling games. So obviously I can't wait until he's back. Obviously we got to find a solution until then, but we definitely need to address the 10 position. That's obviously we got the 6 and certain positions in the transfer window, but right now the 10 is what's lacking for me based on how we started this season.
What will be interesting tomorrow night against Leipzig is how Slot sets up because Leipzig play very narrow and they play like a standard sort of 4-4-2, but it's more like a 4-2-2 in a way with the wingers are more inside forwards a little bit, but they've got 2 strikers in they've got front. I can't forget they've got front Openda and Benjamin Sesko in it up front, and then like they've got Xavi Simons on the right, and they sort of cut inside. And Xavi Simons is a fucking talented player, by the way. I think he's definitely him and Sesko are the ones to watch tomorrow. That we need to, especially the way Robbo's playing at left back. Xavi Simons on the right hand side, cutting inside, is not good. Because Robbo's not he doesn't like it inside. Robbo don't like it inside, not defending.
I think we need to rotate. I don't know if he's necessarily going to tomorrow, but I think Robbo needs a rest because he hasn't got that engine to be playing week in, week out. I get fair enough if he chooses him as the number 1 for now because they haven't maybe identified a left back in the transfer market yet. But I think Gomez, if it's not Tsimikas,
I was about to say that. I think Gomez suits it.
Yeah, you don't look like you trust Tsimikas, but I think Gomez needs to come in tomorrow because I do think tomorrow's game is going to be a tough game. I know they haven't started; they got 2 losses right now, but in the Bundesliga, they're flying. They're second. So, and for me, it's always a tough game when we play Leipzig. When we've played them, when we've beaten them, I don't remember it being a battering. We've always been in the game. So, I think we definitely need to rotate a couple players tomorrow.
I was about to say, Joe Gomez for me would be the starting left back, right? Just for tomorrow, anyway. Just because it's even maybe on Sunday. It depends how Robo comes back.
I might just start Sunday as well. You know, regardless.
If Saka's playing, and but with Xavi Simons tomorrow. Yeah. The way Xavi Simons cut inside, I don't think it suits Robbo. I think he'd absolutely rip into pieces the way Robbo's playing at the moment. and that's a lot of pressure on Virgil, and that leaves space then for like Sesko and Openda up front, and it's not good if Veerman gets forward as well. So it's a very attacking side, but they've only conceded 2 goals all season. We've conceded 3, they've only conceded 2. They've played one game less than us.
Wow, so that means
they scored 11, conceded 2.
Wow, okay, that's going to be interesting. Power the defenses in some ways. Power the defenses a little bit, because I didn't realize they only conceded 2 goals. So
2 of their defenders is 2 players that we wanted, Lekeba and Gertruda. Both right back and left back. So even those 2 really not full right back, left backs. They can play centre back as well. So they're not, you know what I'm saying? They are a very, very narrow team. So the way Slot sets up tomorrow, it's going to have to be really good for the wings.
Yeah.
Use whoever's playing at right back and left back, push them forward onto and help Salah and or Diaz out if it is Diaz on the left. I presume it is going to be Diaz because Gakpo didn't really perform the night. So use width, I think, tomorrow for Slot. I think that's the main thing. But when you're defending, be careful of them coming inside. I think we ain't got a fucking DM, so it's going to be hard because Simmons is going to come inside, and you've also got.
I know we're saying we're DM, but Gravenberch is the DM, and he's been
I know, but
I know long term that's not the plan, but he's been doing sensational. So
it's gonna have to be McAllister and Gravenberch might have to sacrifice a little bit of attacking game tomorrow, if that makes sense.
But we
cover those wingers coming in,
because if you look at it, Gravenberch he's the ball carrier, but he's more of the defensive one, and then you've got McAllister, who's more eye of the needle with the pass and the.
I think McAllister's more defensive one off the ball, as in like covering. But I think in terms of picking up the ball from the back, that's more Gravenberch
driving with it. Yeah, but that's right. So I do. If you watch how we've played this season, anyway, Slot doesn't go and like gun ho and be like, we're just that's going to attack and disrespect the opposition. He kind of sits in, tries to start the game like a bit tactical in a way, where it's like we're going to wait and see what they do. Patient. So, like I said, depends what you like. Obviously, some fans want to see exciting end-to-end football all the time, and I understand that because it is exciting. But when it comes to Liverpool, I don't want it to be like that, where people are looking at us like, "Yeah, that was a great game for the neutrals, but we didn't get the points." I'd rather, even though sometimes it is a bit boring, I like the tactical games because, like I said, I prefer, as long as you get the 3 points, I prefer the 2-1 or the 1-0s. Of course, every day I'll pick 4-5-0, but we've got to be realistic here. No one's winning 4-5-0. Even Man City's not even winning this season 4-5-0. So for me, it's about the 3 points, and I'm enjoying it. So long may it continue.
What we need to do is work out how they're attacking tomorrow. And when, like I said, when these wingers come inside, Benjamin Sesko likes to shoot from pretty much anywhere. Benjamin Sesko is very dangerous from shooting outside the box, and what that's going to do is it's going to alert Konate, Van Dijk to come out and block it. That's just going to create space in behind them for runs from Simmons, and that's why it's going to be a big job for whoever plays CM, whether it be McAllister, Jones, Gravenberch, whoever plays there. Big job to help those 2 defenders out. Not only blocking these shots and neutralising Sesko from his long range shooting, but these runs from Openda, these runs from Simmons. I think it's going to need to be a big team effort tomorrow, more so defending wise than attacking. I'm not too concerned about attacking wise, because I know how narrow they play, so we can get them on width and use that width really. I think Diaz is probably suited more than Gakpo tomorrow, just because Gakpo likes to come inside a little bit more to shoot.
Range, you can go both ways.
Yeah.
It's like a bit more tricks as well. Yeah.
So I think attacking wise we're going to be fine, but defending wise I think it's going to be a fucking team effort. I really do believe it's going to be a team effort. Going through a couple of stats and on Leipzig as well. Sesko has scored despite them losing both games, they lost 3-2 and 2-1 to Juventus and Atletico Madrid, which aren't the easiest of games, are they? Really, away to Atletico Madrid and home to Juventus. Juventus has started really well this season as well. So
those games away from home are never easy. Juventus and Atletico, 2 of the toughest stadiums to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and Sesko scored all 3 goals so far for Leipzig. So, like I said, is the one to watch. But Xavi Simmons, 30 goals and assists in 53 caps for Leipzig. Xavi Simmons at the moment. So, he puts up the numbers as well. If there's that like stats that watch this, I don't base my opinions on stats. A lot of people do, but if you like that, thing. He has got 30 goals and assists in 53 appearances for Leipzig, but he backs it up as well. He did it in the Euros. He was fantastic for Holland. Xavi Simons is a dangerous player, and he can play anywhere across the front. The front three in terms of 10, left and right winger. And he can also play centre mid sometimes. I'm sure I've seen him for centre mid a couple of times, Xavi Simons, in a couple of games. But very talented player. Definitely one to keep an eye on. And whoever's at left back has a big, like you said, he's still sticking. Then if you were Scotland tomorrow, Gomez, did you play at the left back? And then who's your centre mid then? Would you go Jones,
I'll go Jones in the 10 and McAllister and Gravenberch in the pivot.
Yeah.
And obviously the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I think will be cagey. I think they're going to try and start fast. I think we just need to kind of do what we've been doing, which is be tight, be compact, work well as a team defensively. They're going to come on to us once we survive the first, because we tend to be starting slow at times with games as well. So the first 30 minutes or so, or maybe even a bit longer than that, I think they will slow down. I don't think they'll be able to work at that pace for the whole game. And when we do get a chance to just take them. What was you going to say before about left? Did you say left?
Left, you're sticking with Gomez, yeah?
Left back, yeah, I'll start Gomez. I think Robin needs a rest.
And left wing, you're going Diaz. So the gap
Diaz, and then obviously Nunes up front.
That's been Nunes up front, yeah.
On the right. And I think Nunes is going to be up for this game as well. So
I'm hoping he is. I'm hoping he plays. He might need his defensive work again tomorrow. The way he did on Chelsea.
Because I do think he will get a bit more chances. You've got to remember how they play is open as well. And I think with the Chelsea game, because it was back and forth, but it was also tactical in terms of we were trying to see out the game at times because we had one or two injuries. And I think Slot realised based on how the game was, because they'll win the midfield, but he was trying to see out the game. I think this game, Nunes starting from the beginning, he will get a few chances. I just hope when he gets them, he takes them.
One thing that I personally think it might be a frustrating game for Nunes just because of how narrow they play. And he likes space, doesn't he? He likes to run in space. He's a very fast player, relies on running in behind. I know he's offside half at time, but he does like running behind. With how narrow they play, he's going to have the defender on his back all the time. And that's where... But it could suit him in terms of like he'll get fouls for us the way he did against Chelsea. He could get players booked. If he can get one of them booked early, then that's good for us. It sets us up well for the rest of the game if we can get him one of them booked early. But it could be one of them games. It's either frustrating for him where he's an off player. He could have a fantastic game, or because it gets frustrating for him, he kicks out. You know what I'm saying? And he gets booked himself and starts being a nuisance for us rather than the other team. It's going to be like you said, that start of the game is going to be a fun one because these German teams, when we're playing them away, those away fans are fucking horrible to play against. We've been in away to Bayern. We've seen what Dortmund are like. These are tough away games to go to with the crowd when they're behind them. That first 20 minutes is so key to stopping the crowd and silencing the crowd. Do you think we can get an early goal, or do you think Slot's going to hold back a little bit first?
I think there's always a chance of an early goal if we catch them on the break. I do think how we're going to set up is how we've been setting up, especially away from home, where you allow them to come onto us, see what they're going to offer, and I do expect them to start fast. But I do think in transition we could get an early goal if we counter them like quickly, if we maybe press them or break up one of their attacks and turn it into a counter attack for ourselves. But we need to take the chance when the chance does come. Because like you said, I do think it's going to be a cagey kind of game, especially the first half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So yeah.
One of them's ones that you're on the edge of the seat, just watching, just hoping to get through that first 30 minutes. I think that's what it is. If we get first 30 minutes without unscathed, I think we'll be fine. And if we can nick a goal, like you said, on the break, I think that's what. If I'm honest, I think Leipzig will control the game for the first 10, 15 minutes.
I think,
and like you said, maybe. We're trying to work them out. Yeah, we're trying to work them out for a little bit, and then. But that's a dangerous game to play, don't you think?
Of course, but I still think even if they go in front, I'm confident that we'll come back because this AC Milan went in front against us, and it looked all panicky because they started fast and we started slow. But then once we grew into the game, we took over the game. 2-1 wasn't even a fair scoreline. The way we dominated, it looked like it should have been 3 or 4-1. We just didn't take all our chances. So ideally, I don't want to go behind, but I'm confident we'll still come back and win the game, if not get a draw, if we go behind.
It is actually a couple of returns tomorrow as well in the game. Obviously, Kanate, Szoboszlai both came from Leipzig. So if there's a game for Szoboszlai to play in and be more comfortable, is this the one?
I don't know, because he's not confident. So this is playing
exactly. Yeah.
I think he might play the occasion. So even more so, I wouldn't play him. I'm not saying he could step up. Who knows? But every time we've been looking for him to step up, because when he's been doing well in the international break, he keeps scoring for Hungary. But when he comes to play for Liverpool at the minute, it's like he's got stage fright. So for me, Curtis Jones needs to be playing. Obviously, I still think he's going to pick Szoboszlai, but I'm fingers crossed that he plays Curtis Jones.
Hey, if it's anything to do with homesickness in Hungary, though, it's not too far away from Hungary, Germany. Is getting there. He can get there by train and get home by train. He can call at night if he wants to call and see his family.
I even don't be able to see some family and relatives.
That's what I'm saying. Go before the game, go see some family and be able to come back on train. If that's what it needs to be to get Szoboszlai fucking playing properly, then so be it. I don't know, just get helicopter him out.
They might tell him to throw the game, like, "Oh, we support Leipzig. Remember where you're from."
If he threw a game. last Liverpool player I remember thinking his fucking thrown this game was fucking Albert Moreno for Sevilla in the Europa League final.
He was just pants, I think. Anyway, regardless, defense.
He was, but that Sevilla game, the final, he was tenfold pants. He was even worse than he could be. I didn't think it could get any worse, but it was even worse. He literally threw that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the last person I can remember throwing a game. I feel like I throw a game. There's actually another player that's playing against his old team tomorrow. That's Peter Galatsky. I don't know if you remember Peter Galatsky.
Please remind me, because
goalkeeper was actually 6 years at Liverpool.
Wow.
He never really played. I just remember seeing him on Football Manager all the time. I remember just selling him on Football Manager constantly. Like 6 years he was at Liverpool.
How much appearances? You know how much appearances he made?
Asking me now. I just remember on Football Manager, and he went to. Did he end up at Salzburg, and then he's now at Leipzig? But he's one of them players that his career's got better after Liverpool, like Luis Alberto, like Iago Aspas sort of thing. The career's just got better after Liverpool. Some don't, some do. But Peter Galatsky, I just remember him on for Manager and always wanting to sell them. There's always certain players I always remember just selling straight off.
Those kind of players, we call them deadwood. You know, when you just got rid of them.
The ones that FSG like to keep, in other words. The ones that FSG keep, I sell on fucking.
They're not good enough to be squad players, and you got to sell them when the Football Manager to add to your transfer window. Yeah, I mean, to make up and get the players that you want. So yeah,
you know, it's so funny. It's actually frustrating being a Liverpool Football Manager now, because the budget is actually real life. It's actually zero budget. I don't know if you've ever played with him on the new Football Manager or anything, like the 24 Manager.
I haven't played it yet.
It's actually the new wasn't out yet, the 25 one, but like the 23 one I had, I literally sat with zero budget. I thought, yeah, this is fucking realistic. So it's got. I couldn't even complain. I'm on that fucking pit Liverpool. I know what to expect. And even sometimes when you sell players now, you still don't get all the transfer feedback for your budget. You get like 10% of it. It's not as like it used to be, where you could sell everyone for 100 million and then get your money back and spend well. So yeah, Peter Galatsky, I think it's called. I think, is he Hungarian? I want to say he's Hungarian. Goalkeeper, used to play for Liverpool for 6 years.
Probably, but I'm not going to guarantee it.
I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm sure he's either Hungarian or Polish or something. It's definitely around that region. Anyway, he might be Austrian.
Okay,
he's one of those three countries. Anyway, so yeah, predictions for the tomorrow then, Rhys. What's your prediction tomorrow? Both said it's going to be a cagey game.
I'm going for 1-1 or 2-1, but I'm leaning more towards 2-1 for Liverpool. I do think both teams will score. I think they will score, but I still see us edging it. I just think once we grow into the game and start playing our possession football and the way we've been defending, we defend really well as a team, and it's becoming more and more balanced every game. I think we will pick up the points. I don't see us losing. Not to say we can't, but I'm confident that we will pick up the victory. But the same with Chelsea, there won't be no batterings. I ain't disrespecting RB Leipzig. They're a good team, and we've got to be bang at it to get 3 points tomorrow.
Two stubborn defenses. Obviously, we only let in 3 goals. Leipzig's only let in 2 goals.
What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow? If you have to,
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't normally go into Liverpool games thinking it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I do think there's going to be lots of shots because like Nunes shoots a lot, Salah shoots a lot, Sesko shoots a lot. I just think it's going to be a lot from distance. I think it's been a lot from distance. I think the games will be so narrow unless we really widen the pitch early on. I think the games will be so narrow. It's just going to be block shots, long-range shots. It's going to be a tester for Kelleher. I think they tried to test Kelleher early as well. Also, not being Alisson Becker, but I'm going to go. I always think Liverpool are going to win games, even though I'm trying to be like, if I was having a bet on it, would I do that? You know what I'm saying? I'd probably go like a 1-0 win Liverpool. That's how cagey. Possibly 1-1.
And I can see that. Like I said, a 1-1, 1-0, or 2-1. That's what I'm going for. But 2-1 Liverpool, 1-0 Liverpool, or 1-1. But like I said, I'll be a little surprised, but I wouldn't be overly surprised if Liverpool lost because they are a good team. But I just think the way we're playing, obviously we're confident, but we haven't really lit it up yet. But we're finding a way to get results, and we're very compact defensively, so it's improved.
The best game I've seen us play so far this season is the AC Milan one. That's the game where we went 1-0 down, so the first 20 minutes were poor, but after that, that's the best football. That's the best I've seen we play all season, where we were all up for it, everyone playing well. We've had moments, like we've said before, we've had moments in a few games where we've played some good football. Man United, Palace at times, Wolves, even the Wolves at a couple of
beat them 3-0. Not the whole game, but I think maybe 45, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of took our foot off the gas because we were
even the Bologna game was poor, very poor. It was only because we were against Bologna. I think we won
that game. I was kind of looking at it like let's just wrap this up here because
let's just get the win and run. Yeah, I said that a few times in a few games this season.
One of those games I want to forget. Like
get the 3 points and run. That's it. And because we have got 6 points so far in the Champions League, it's not a league, not a group stage. Because we have got 6 points so far. A draw is not too bad tomorrow as a result. Also, we want to win. We need to, we're always wanting to go to win, but a draw is not the end of the world tomorrow. And depending on how we draw, if we're poor and we somehow scrape it, then I'm not, I want a better performance. Because I expect Leipzig
if we are poor though, and we're able to get a draw, I would take it because
I'm bored of these poor performances though. I'm bored of them. I need something. They need to give me something.
When you got a new manager and he's trying to figure out his team, that's going to happen. We got to remember though, we're top. Even in the Champions League, like I said, overall 11 wins from 10 games. So even though we haven't been blasting teams or like just running through teams, like a knife through butter, we've been getting results. So I think the more we play each game, the team gets more familiar with what slots Arsenal of them, and minus the injuries. We've got to bear in mind when you get little injuries, it's setbacks like Alisson, because even though Kelleher is good, he's not Alisson, so sometimes it unsettles the defense and you've got Joy injured. So if we can keep without the injuries and keep getting results, I think we're only going to get better this season. But like I said, I just want people to keep writing Liverpool off because that's the worst thing you can do.
That's what's key about, you said about Jota being injured. And I said this on, what did I say it now? I said this morning on this morning's video about what Mark Richards said about winning the league. I said Nunes needs to step up in terms of goals. Because Nunes did all right against Chelsea for his defensive work. But if he needs to start scoring goals, without Jota injured, he needs to start being the number 9 now where
100%.
These big games coming up, you need match winners.
But we do have to bear in mind that Jota hasn't been pulling up trees this season.
Not really, no.
A lot of his performance has been leaving a lot to desire, whereas there's some chances, like if you look at the Palace game, he could have had a hat-trick and he missed 2 sitters. So even though he has been scoring, he hasn't really been performing great. So like I said, we'll see. Hopefully he picks it up when he comes back, but I think hopefully Nunes can seize this opportunity with 2 hands starting from tomorrow. So, yeah.
Well, whatever happens tomorrow, Reds, let's hope it ends in a good result for Liverpool. And it's definitely not a cup of tea game tomorrow for me. I like to have my cup of teas watching Champions League at night. I like my 8 o'clock kickoffs, but tomorrow I don't think I have the nerves to hold on because I know it's going to be a cagey game. Leipzig are a very, very good team, unbeaten in the league so far this season. Despite losing 2 in the Champions League, they are a very good side, scoring 3 goals in all that as well. Benjamin Sesko, Xavi Simons, Vehement have got some talented players that we need to keep an eye on closely. It's going to be interesting to see Arne Slot's setup. We've gone for us two have both said that Gomez should be starting left back, drop Szoboszlai, play Diaz instead of Gakpo. What Arne Slot does could be completely different. We could see Tsimikas at left back. We could see Gomez at right back. No Trent. We could see Szoboszlai on his own in midfield. So we could see a different, completely different lineup to what me and Rhys want. But it's going to be a close game. So expect just nerves. Expect nerves. Expect a cagey affair, I'd say, Red. So thank you for watching tonight anyway. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video.
To my channel as well, please. Rhys TV.
Yeah, Rhys TV. Subscribe to Rhys TV as well. What you need to do is to get your notification bells on as well, because we're doing match reaction tomorrow after the game. So it'll be about 10, 10:15, depending on what time the game finishes. So be there, match reaction after the game. We've also got a big match preview this week with the Arsenal game coming up on Sunday. We've got 2 Arsenal guests coming on for the match preview. We've got some more content coming out this week as well. We're going to talk about the best of all time at Liverpool. I've got that setting up. I've got a few ideas coming out this week. Not just match previews, not just match content, not just transfers, not just news. Different kind of content on this channel every single day. Keep notification bells on. Subscribe to the channel and come on this journey with us. Good night, everyone.